Guys, another fish. Dude, that's a big fish. It was a ton of fun on that little A-rig. Oh, guys, big fish, big fish. I will take anything that I can get in January, and this thing felt like a huge bass. Big bass. That is a stud on bait finesse for that little micro A-rig. Fish, guys, on the A-rig. Stay down. Oh, it's a nice largie too, man. Why I wasn't ready. That's sick. Yes, on the little A-rig. Let's go. Nice largie, man. Woo! It is full winter. We get like 2 really good Arctic blasts every year, it seems. And this is the first one we've had, y'all. Got us a 17.5-inch largie there, guys, on that Hog Farmer micro A-rig. Guys, so this little A-rig is a 5-wire bait, super short arms compared to a conventional A-rig. I've got 2 6 cents, 2 7 Divine teasers, and 3 1/16 ounce Moondog painted jig heads with his 2.8-inch mock minnows on there. This nice largie just hit one of the mock minnows. I got it on 8-pound sunline with a Sioux Dark Wolf and my Cast King Kestrel BFS rod. That was a lot of fun. It's about 33 degrees out though. We better get him back in the water. Sticking to my glove. There he goes. We're in the midst of multiple days in the low 20s at night, guys. It's like fluctuating right between freezing and just above it today. It's like 30 to 33 degrees with like an 8 to 10 mile an hour wind out of the north. And when the wind's out of the north, I like to fish the wind-blown riprap around here. And I was able to find a bass on that little A-rig, guys. That was a lot of fun. And it's a lot easier to throw around than the huge like 5 to 7 wire traditional sized A-rigs. And it weighs way less. If I had to guess, it's probably around the 1/2 ounce mark altogether with those 3 1/16 ounce jig heads on there. But definitely is well within reason. This Cast King Kestrel is rated for 5/8 of an ounce, and I'm thinking we're well below that still. Oh no! Is that another one? Guys, I think I might have just had another bite. Son of a gun. Fish, guys. Another bass. Another bass. Heck yeah, guys. On the A-rig. Let's go, man. This is fun. Don't get me wrong. I think I've had 2 bites since I caught that last fish. So obviously the fishing's gonna be slow, you know, just being what it is, but that's a really fun way to cover a ton of water. Y'all, he's not quite as big, but he's still a keeper size. 15-inch largie on the little Hog Farmer A-rig. So how I'm doing this is I'm sitting in about 12 feet of water, throwing deep, long casts with the wind, and then I'm just kind of like twitching it and slowly pulling it in like the 8 to 12 foot mark. This is a breath of fresh air after those super cold days that we've been having lately. There he goes. Guys, big fish, big fish, big fish. Big fish of some kind. What is it? Whoa, no way. Freaking catfish, man. God, he went screaming when I freaking lifted on him. And then just came right at me. Get in there. I think that's a blue cat too. I think I just caught a blue cat on the A-rig, guys. I will take anything that I can get in January, and this thing felt like a huge bass when it hit that little micro A-rig, guys. Not a bad looking catfish, guys. All right, he wants to go. We'll let him go. Boom. He just snotted up my A-rig, guys, but that thing's still holding strong. The wires haven't bent at all. Guys, another fish. Dude, that's a big fish. What is that? I think it's a bass. It's coming up, it's coming up. Oh no. It's not a bass. Wow, I think it might be a hybrid. He's got one in his mouth and then he got all tangled up. Dang. Might just be a white bass, but if it's a white bass, it's a decent one. It's just all tangled up in the A-rig. Got one in his mouth and then he got all turned around. He trucked it. Yeah, guys, that's a nice one. About 15.5-inch white bass there, man. He trucked it and felt huge. I mean, the rod's kind of already almost pushed to the max, and then you put a hard pulling fish at the end of it, and it just feels like you got a freight train on, man. It's been several weeks since I've been able to catch one of these little speed demons, man, and it was a ton of fun on that little A-rig. Some helpful tips that I found throwing these little A-rigs, guys, and just A-rigs in general. Make sure you use jig heads that have really good hook keepers on them or bait keepers on them, because the last thing that you want to do is have to adjust your baits in between every cast. You're just trying to cover a ton of water. And then also make sure that the plastic on the baits that you use are a fairly durable bait, because again, like fish will tear them up easy, and the rig itself, casting it a really long ways and getting it hung up on some stuff, like they'll tear up quick. So you want to use a pretty durable plastic. So things to keep in mind there. Fish, guys. Dude, that's a good fish, whatever that is. What is that? Big bass. Big bass. Big bass on the A-rig. Big bass on the A-rig. Oh my goodness. Yes! Woo! Wow, guys, let's go. Oh, I wanted to come over here and just try the dam one more time. Don't leave biting fish, right? 19.5-inch chunk, guys, on that little micro A-rig. That is a stud on bait finesse for that little micro A-rig. It ate one of the 2.8-inch Moondog mock minnows. So I'll give you all an example of how I'm retrieving this. So I give it a nice long bomb cast. I let it sink for just a second, and then I just start pumping it in for a little bit. I'll let it fall, lift it, let it fall, lift it. Maybe halfway into the retrieve, I'll give it like a few kind of like jerkbait twitches like this. And then I'll just keep it nice and slow and steady, maybe stop it for a second. And that's how I'm varying my retrieve and how I'm working that little A-rig, guys. I let it rise and fall, twitch it a little bit, maybe pause it and let it die for a second. I'm not just slow rolling it, so it is varied, and that's how I'm doing it. And pretty much all 3 of those bass that I've caught today, guys, they've ate it after I've lifted it and it's starting to fall again. Got one, guys. Got another one. That one might be a big bass too. I think it's a big bass. It's trying to come up. Oh no, not a big one. God, that's what I'm telling you guys. Every fish feels pretty big on this rod and this little A-rig. Dude, that might be a smallmouth. That might be a smallmouth. No, it's a spot. God. That would have been so cool if I would have caught a smallmouth out of here, but we'll take a spot too. Y'all, that's a 14-inch spotted bass, but he is eating good. He is chunky. Y'all, that is the beauty of throwing bait finesse. Like, if I would have caught this fish on a conventional A-rig, I might not have even known he was there, but on this light tackle, guys, he still put up a heck of a fight on that 8-pound fluoro in that light action rod. These are the same 3 mock minnows that I've had on these jig heads the entire time. They haven't ripped at all through all of these fish. This is my kind of fishing, just getting on a long run of riprap with some wind on it, covering water, figuring out the kind of retrieve that they want, and just getting bit, man. I did not expect this at all with as cold as it's been over the last like 3 or 4 days. The wind chill yesterday morning was 2 degrees at 7 a.m. when I woke up to go to work, and it's still probably in the low 30s right now, guys, but the Texas sun is always so warm. I'm comfortable. I've got my back to the wind so it's not hitting me in the face or the fingers. Oh, guys, got one. What is that? That clobbered it. That absolutely hammered it. Holy cow, I was kind of daydreaming. Oh, sweet. Big old white bass again. Holy. It'd been several minutes since I had a bite. That guy just smashed it. Another 15.5-inch white bass on that A-rig, guys. Man, y'all, I wish the days were longer. We're already losing light here, and we're still on a pretty good bite. Well, guys, I think we're gonna call it before we lose too much more light. We fished from 12:30 to 4:30, and we were able to catch quite a few fish today, guys. Again, a quick recap on the setup and the gear that I was using. I was throwing the Hog Farmer Micro A-Rig with 1/16 ounce Moondog Bait Company painted jig heads with 2/8 mock minnows on the jig heads from Moondog, and then 2/7 Divine teasers on the outer arms of that A-rig. I was throwing it on my Cast King Kestrel light action BFS rod that's rated at 5/8 of an ounce. 8-pound Sunline is what I was throwing for line, guys, on a Sioux Dark Wolf. And if you want to get in on the January BFS Big Bass Challenge, guys, the ruler that you saw me measuring all of my fish on, my black small baits and big fish ruler, all you need to do is buy one of those rulers, guys. A one-time purchase of 35 bucks gets you entry into all future reoccurring BFS Big Bass monthly challenges on my channel. I do have an open category as well for the month of January. Longest fish wins, guys, and all it takes is one big bite and you can win yourself some really cool custom BFS baits. Y'all, for the month of January, I'm going to be giving away a York Casting Co. Nugget glide bait. 4-inch glide bait, 1/2 ounce, that you can throw on BFS gear, guys. It has killer action, and there's already some great footage of some guys boating some really good fish on this nugget, and I have also already caught several really good bass on these nuggets, guys. All you need to do is message me at my Gmail account that I leave in the pinned comment below. Send me your shipping info and I'll give you a payment option. We'll get it taken care of and I'll get it sent off to you so you can start trying to compete for some of these prizes, guys. And recently, you might notice I'm wearing a Bass Reaper beanie right there, guys. That is another good way, excellent way to help support my channel, guys. I just made some of these Bass Reaper beanies. It's the month of January. It's going to be fairly cold all the way through March for most of y'all. So if you want a good way to keep your noggin warm on these cold winter fishing trips, go ahead and hit me up about getting one of my Bass Reaper beanies there, guys. I had a great time on this one, guys, and really enjoyed myself. And if y'all did too, please leave a like for me. Consider subscribing if you haven't yet, guys. Please help me hit that 3,000 subscriber mark soon, because at that time I'm going to be giving away a big BFS custom hard bait package as soon as I hit that 3,000 sub mark. Another good way to help me grow the channel is please share this with a finesse loving friend, guys. And as always, please feel free to talk with me about anything that you want to down in the comments below if you have any questions or just want to talk with me about something. But apart from all that, y'all take her easy and we'll catch you on the next one. Fish, guys. Another bass. Another bass.